You see, prog is anything, and anything is prog. These days, anything can be progressive rock. So it can be jazz, it can be dance, it can be ambient soundscapes, it can be full-on prog, it can be singer-songwriter stuff, and that would be of no interest, I suspect, to Stephen Wilson, who has nothing to prove, having had a superbly successful band and also a superbly successful solo career and a superbly successful producing career. He is something rather special. An intelligent gentleman who loves music, knows how to play it, and it works beautifully well. There is an awful lot of prog, 70s prog, very, very Pink Floydian prog, in his new album, The Overview. And it's really sweet, with little bits of breakups. So it's objects outlive us is the sweet, really. Or the concept, if thou wilt. I think we're pulling away from a concept on this. But whilst he sometimes confounds with, well, that's too 80s and I find that's pop and all of that, this album's not like that. What it doesn't have, in my view, and I may need this to wash over me a lot more, because there's an awful lot in it. What it doesn't have is a really involving feel for me. When I say wash over me, I meant that before in a good way, but in the bad way of, oh, has that ended? It washed over me a bit like that. I need to listen to it again, but there's so much in these longer tracks. Certainly the first track, Objects Outlive Us, that's the sweet or the concept, if thou wilt. And it's 23 minutes to begin with, I think, if I remember rightly. And the thing is, Stephen Wilson will do what he wants to do. And much delight for that, because that's what musicians should do. And progressive music should be music that involves us, challenges us, is progressing. But this is sometimes a little bit of an enjoyment that I don't feel always part of. So the first track, the 23-minute track, Objects Outlive Us, which slowly arrives and has some nice harmonised vocals and woozy synths with a very easy feel. A lot of the groove here is really easy, in a way that Pink Floyd would do in the 70s, before they got all shouty with The Wall, which I happen to love, but not as good as the Final Cut. Oh, I'm the only one in the world who likes that over The Wall. But anyway, then you get a bass-led feel into a rather nastier kind of ethos. There are acoustic moments, it's got a groove, but it's quite ominous. There's softness, there's falsetto. We've got a nice, almost David Gilmour, bit jazzy guitar solo. But I'm wondering why. Maybe I shouldn't be wondering why. Maybe I should just let this wave break over me. The Overview itself is also a longer track. I like it more with its bubbly 80s synth and disconnected female, rather 80s art pop voice. There's quite a lot of art pop in this as well, you see. That's big at the moment. And I was there at the time, because I'm significantly older than most of the people on this planet. There is a Pink Floyd feel to the serrated guitar attacks as well. Because it's got a floaty feel with a big attack. Folky harmonies are used quite a lot on this album as well. And that, juxtaposed with the harsh guitar, the folky harmonies become a little yes, by the way, in the vocals. Then you get a nice, it works well. That juxtaposition works well. Nice clapping section, ends with some jazzy saxes. It's rather okay. I wouldn't say it's great, but I like the drama of the ominous things like No Monkey's Paw, folky harmonies, The Buddha of the Modern Age, which has a piano and a vocal mantra, really. There's some icy synth work in the big Floyd feel of Objects, meanwhile, this is all part of the Objects Outlive Us suite. Or concept, if thou wilt. The Cosmic Sons of Toil, or just Cosmic Sons of Toil, is more playful, and I'm pleased about that, because this seems as though it's something which was allowed to develop and encouraged to develop, but there isn't an awful lot of smiles and nods and playful running about on this album. So I really like the fiddle, even though it sounds ominous. I like the soft but nasty guitaring in it. I like Perspective as well, because it's got those disconnected vocals again and that bubbling synth. Maybe I am an 80s guy. Easy synth washers and floaty vocals. I like the easy backing and the big rough guitars with those dreamy synths of a beautiful infinity, and also borrowed atoms, but it never really makes me think, oh my God, that's extraordinary. I think, okay, that's on. And although I'm thinking that goes through some kind of different musical types and that's got a theme to it, I never think, oh well, that's just great. It finishes with Permanence, which is really just a sax, and it's a nice lead out for it. It is so simple, but this isn't simple, but it isn't involved. There's loads of air in this, tons of air in a very 70s prog way. It never forces anything. It rather allows things to develop and grow. I probably will like that more the second time I hear it. This is just the first time, folks. However, it doesn't really stir me at the moment, and that's what I like these days. Maybe I'm raging against the dying of the light. Maybe I'm not happy to sit in a curtain-drawn room in a shaft of sunlight, in a wicker chair, listening to this on fantastic speakers, letting it wash around me. Maybe I'm not keen to do that at the moment. Maybe I need to do that. I don't want to do that. Not right now. And maybe that's the problem with this album. It just seems to be there. It doesn't seem to make me want it to be there. Ta-ta.